before you get ready to watch this video, I'd just like to share some quick information. We are sponsored by Metaphys, and they provide very, very high quality mats that are completely customizable up to your personal preference. And we would like to say thank you so much for watching this video. We do some extremely innovative stuff at this channel, and I would definitely like for you to check out our future content. We just do some crazy stuff up here. I appreciate you guys so much for showing love to our team, and enjoy this video.
Hey y'all, Team King of Games in this thing. As promised, this is a long-awaited deck request. I forget your name, man. I should have looked up what your name was on YouTube. But somebody asked me to do Metaphys Twilightsworns a while back. In fact, 3 weeks ago. I finally was able to do so, borrowing the Lightsworn engine and pretty much all the cards from my homeboy Ed, who was actually our teammate as well. The dude you guys see a lot, and he also edits our videos. So this is like Metaphys. It's a 60 card Metaphys Twilightsworn Invoked deck. It's really dope. It was actually an idea that I had to do so anyways. Like, I just hadn't had the Lightsworn cards because I sold my Lightsworn cards. So when I picked it back up, I was planning on building this deck nonetheless. But without further ado, let's hop right into the main deck. We're going to show you exactly how things work, but I'm going to lay the cards out first so you can see it. So starting off with monsters, we're playing 3 copies of Metaphys Daedalus, 3 copies of Metaphys Metaphys. It seems like it's named after this Egyptian goddess or whatever her name is. Then we also play 1 Tyrant Dragon, 1 Executor, and this might catch a lot of people off guard, 1 Ragnarok. So I'll stop right here to explain the portion of Metaphys in the deck. So if you don't know what Daedalus does, he basically... all of the Metaphys cards have to get banished in order to activate. And when they get banished, they'll special summon themselves during the next standby. When he's special summoned, he'll banish all face-up special summon monsters. He has to be special summoned by the effect of Metaphys card. Of course, they summon themselves, so they get their effect. He banishes all face-up special summon monsters. And then also he has another effect, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so if he's banished, you can also shuffle him. So, okay, I get it now. I have it worded backwards. So, basically, if they're special summoned by Metaphys effects, they do A, B, or C. And then if they're actually banished during the next standby, this is what activates. So, not the effect to special summon themselves. They don't special summon themselves on standby. I mix up their text. They actually do the effect on standby. And during standby, he basically shuffles himself back into the deck, and then he banishes a Metaphys card from your deck. So, he's your utility card. Daedalus basically, like, you can gold start Daedalus, and then Daedalus will then, you know, during standby, put himself right back into the deck, and then he can banish a card like Metaphys, and then Metaphys, you know, will trigger, which will let you search. So Metaphys, outside of the special summon effect, which is special summon effect banishes all set spells and traps, Metaphys basically, the standby effect of him, if I'm not mistaken, is the standby effect, yep. He basically shuffles himself back into the deck, and then he adds 1 Metaphys card from deck to hand. So he's the Stratos of the deck, basically. Daedalus is a bit better because he's utility purposes. He can get you Metaphys, he can get you basically anything. And he's a lot more aggressive too when he's special summoned by the effect of a Metaphys. He just blows the field up practically, but it banishes instead. I play 1 Tyrant Dragon. Whenever he's summoned by a Metaphys effect, he's unaffected by trap effects. It's kind of eh. And then his standby effect, if he's banished during the standby, he will shuffle himself, if I'm not mistaken, into the deck. And then he'll special summon a Metaphys from the hand. Executor is basically the strongest of all the high-level monsters. He actually can be normal summon or set. You banish 5 Metaphys cards from your hand, field, or grave with different names to special summon him. He cannot be destroyed or banished by card effects. And then during either player's turn, if your opponent has more monsters than you, he can special summon one of your banished Metaphys monsters. So he'll special summon them, and obviously if they're special summoned by the effect, they'll trigger, which is really cool. And I play 1 Ragnarok. Why are you playing 1 Ragnarok? 3 stacks, you're supposed to 3 of this. This deck has a lot of normal summons. Ragnarok rarely ever will get normal summon in this deck. In addition to that, the only good purpose that he would serve is actually banishing cards from the deck, because you're never really going to be able to inflict battle damage with this card unless you're playing Honest and just a different variation of the deck. I'm not going for that aspect, but I still wanted to have access to Ragnarok because he's searchable and his effect can come in handy. If he inflicts battle damage, you'll basically special summon a Metaphys from your deck. If I'm not mistaken, either special summons or banished. No, it'll special summon a Metaphys from the deck, which will trigger their effect. And if he's no more special summon, you know, he banishes 3 cards from your deck. If any of them were Metaphys, he'll gain attack based on the number. And he's also a tuner, so he's really nice. But he's a 1-up for me because my normal summon always goes to either a Invoked Alistair B, Raiden, C, Lumina, D, Twilight Shaman Lumina, or even Snow a lot of the time. So it's just like, when you use your normal summon on him, you lose like so much of your other engines. You lose access to, you know, a lot of your Lightsworn plays, a lot of different plays. So like if you're playing pure Metaphys or just Metaphys Invoked, your normal summon can go to him and it won't be as risky. So that sums up the Metaphys aspect of the deck. Then we play 2 Punishment Dragon and also 2 Judgment Dragons. So this is a pretty standard lineup. I feel like you shouldn't play 3 of either. Punishment actually makes sure that you'll never run out of anything. You'll recycle all your banished Metaphyses if you can't get them back. You'll recycle every banished card, spells and traps. It's really, really dope, except for Lightsworns. And it's a quick effect. It's actually abusive because you can use it on your opponent, which is really cool. And we all know JD, you drop them, you just blow the field up. So the deck's really, really aggro. It's strong going second as well, just to break boards. And then we're also playing 3 copies of Mr. Crowley. He's an absolute 3-up. It's a 60-card deck. It's always nice to have access to that 1-card combo. It's really dope. We also played 3 copies of Fairy Tale Snow. Snow is basically the soul of the deck. Once you get your engine rolling and you're able to mill all these Metaphys cards along with Snow, when Snow banishes them to summon herself, you get all these different effects off of your Metaphys cards. And depending on other card choices you make, Snow can just be amazing. She sets you up for your Twilightsworn aspect, your JD, and your punishment. I'm sorry, not your JD, your punishment. She's just great. Snow is just so broken, and we all know that she does way too much on your opponent's turn. And it's a 60-card deck, so you can Snow for like ever. And then punishment could just make sure that you'll always be able to Snow. Then we play 3 copies of Raiden. This is pretty much standard Lightsworn stuff at this point. I shouldn't have to explain Raiden. 2 copies of Lumina and also 2 Twilights. If I was playing pure Lightsworn, I've actually played 3 of each of the Luminas. This is a bad thought. It looks like she just got turned out. Like maybe she lost her virginity and then this is what happened afterwards. She just had a downward spiral. And then we have 3 copies of Wolf, the best mill of the deck. Sometimes it's smart to send him off of Brilliant. Sometimes you want to send Snow off of Brilliant. But either way, when you Brilliant, you're sending either Snow or Wolf. It depends if you have the setup already with Snow. You might want to send one of your Metaphys cards or one of your Metaphys monsters, so that way it can be banished so you can get its effect. 1 Felice for utility purposes, 1 Garroth so you can draw even more cards off of your Minerva, 1 Trick Clown, and also 1 Garnet. There's a lot of engine cards like Predaplant Engine. You know, there's a lot of stuff in pure Lightsworns that you could have fit, but the deck was so tight and there's so much engines you want to play that ultimately I had to cut a lot of cards to keep the deck the way it's supposed to be and not kind of overdo things and take away from the aspect of where I was going towards the deck, which your main focus of the deck really is going to be Metaphys and also Invoked. The Lightsworn engine does help immensely. It's not really even an engine. It's basically like a Lightsworn deck, one could say. For spells, 3 Charge of the Light Brigade, 3 Solar Recharge as well. In addition to that, 2 copies of Magical Meltdown and 1 Metaphys Factor. Metaphys Factor is like, they should have made a field spell that said this: when this card's activated, banish a Metaphys card from your deck, and if you do, add 1 Metaphys card from your deck to hand with a different name from the card that you banished. That would have been the greatest field spell they ever could have made for this deck. I'm sure a lot of people could agree with me on that, but it's just not really a good field spell. It's nice to have access to it because it does protect your effects from being negated, like strikes, ash, stuff like that. You know, hand traps exist. And then if you occasionally draw into one of the big high-level guys, you could just normal summon it without tributing. Just something that you can do. I wouldn't recommend it. 3 copies of Terraforming, the Optimus Prime for your field spells. And I'll also play 3 copies of Brilliant Fusion. This card, obviously, you know, when you're playing the Predaplant engine, you have more ways to get into it. But I didn't want it to be the main aspect of the deck. It's just a really, really nice card, and it serves a lot of different purposes for a lot of different combos. It's very, very versatile what you can do with your Brilliant Fusion. In tandem with that, we play 3 Desires. It's a 60-card deck. Desires does not kill it whatsoever. 3 copies of Gold Sarcophagus. There's so many different things you could do with this. It just depends which Metaphys effect that you want at the moment. You can Gold Sarc it. It's just really good. Gold Sarc is amazing for this deck. And then 2 copies of Invocation, 1 Soul Charge, and 1 Grass Looks Greener. If you want to go crazy and play like Left Arm Offerings, you can do that. I'm not telling you don't do it. And then 2 Metaphys Dimension for the only traps. This is like the Dark Magical Circle. I'm definitely going to read this to you guys. This trap's amazing. If your opponent special summons a monster, you can target one of your banished Metaphys monsters, special summon it, but banish it during the next end phase of the turn. if your other Metaphys card in its owner possession is banished while this card is already face up on the field, you can target one of your cards your opponent's controls and banish it. There is a lot of different ways you could trigger this effect. And at bare minimum, when your opponent special summons, you special summon along with them. It's really cool. I like it a lot. I feel like playing 1 would be kind of sad if it ever got like Twin Twisted or Cosmic Cycloned. So I just wanted to play that 2, but definitely not 3. I just didn't see myself playing 3 of the card, because then it's like sometimes you'll draw it too much. And it definitely requires a setup. Metaphys is not a super fast, you know, extremely turbo like deck. And then for the extra deck, we play 3 Medieval Mikeys, 1 copy of Book of Moon, and also 1 basically Ultimate Conductor Tyranno with a little bit more spice added to it. Then we play Seraphonite, just 6 fusions, 2 Minervas. Minerva's just amazing in this deck. It's so much that you can do. Yeah, you can draw off of it when mirror milling Lightsworns, but she also gets you even further ahead. If you still haven't seen your Snow, she can help you to either see Snow or put Metaphys cards in grave for different combos. Even put targets for your Invoked plays. It's really dope. And 1 Baguska. Then for Synchros, we have double Omega and 1 Michael. You're using Michael not to banish cards. You're really just using him to put your Lightsworns back. That's the important thing about him. And for links, I wanted to play a lot more links, but since it was so tight in the extra deck, I chose just Firewall, Guy Saber, and Proxy Dragon. That's pretty much it. I mean, I really wanted to do more on the links. I wanted to do more Synchros. I wanted to do more Invoked Fusions. I wanted to do Utopia the Lightning and like Tornado Dragon. It was a lot of stuff I wanted to do, but ultimately the deck's so tight on everything. But definitely let me know what you guys think of the deck. Just leave it in the comment section below, your honest opinion and feedback. I'm always open to constructive criticism, and at the same time, I'm not really sensitive. It's not like I'm going to get my feelings hurt if you don't like the deck or you think it sucked. Every man's entitled to his opinion. God bless you guys. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. And this is 3 Stacks from Team King Games. Signing out. Peace.